This Patreon exclusive episode of Deck Chair and Yums is brought to you by Patreon. No, that doesn't make sense. Well, you'd say Patreon twice in one sentence.
Yeah. This bonus episode
of the Deck Chair and Yums podcast is brought to you by Patreon. Well, it's hosted on Patreon. We're doing it.
We'll just write a script next week and just think better.
Realistically, it's like welcome to the bonus episode of Deck Chair and Yums. Clearly, you're on Patreon.
Yes, that will be another way of doing it.
Thank you for joining our Patreon. You're very welcome to the bonus episode of Deck Chair and Yums on Patreon. No, that's Patreon twice.
And probably in about 6 or 7 weeks' time, we'll release this for people. So, it's going to really confuse them.
Don't be saying that they're release patrons. Don't ever tell them what we're thinking.
No, like 2 months' time.
Never let the element know what you're thinking.
2 months' time,
It's
whenever
bad for business.
anything topical is no longer topical.
Speaking of topical, I've still got psoriasis.
Well, you have.
It's a cream joke. It's a joke about steroids.
Do you ever use Tropic?
No, I just stick to the fucking Palmer's cocoa butter formula with vitamin E cocoa butter hand cream. Softens rough, dry skin, 48-hour moisture, intensive repair for dry, cracked hands, netwt.60G/2.10Z.E. Also says here, same great new look formula.
It is.
And on the back here, it says dermatologist recommended star suitable for eczema-prone skin, paraben and phthalate-free. Soft and smooth, dry, cracked hands with Palmer's at dark cocoa butter formula hand cream, crafted with intensely moisturising cocoa butter and vitamin E. Then in blue here it says cocoa butter Theobroma cacao, naturally harvested from cocoa beans. Cocoa butter is a rich, nutrient-packed super ingredient loaded with antioxidants, CMPs, cocoa mass folifonols for superior skincare and moisture barrier protection. Then it says here, directions: using clean, dry hands as needed. Warnings: for external use only, avoid contact with eyes, keep out of reach of children. I think that's a personal attack on me because obviously I have the tag on. And the ingredients here, it says water, and in Spanish, agua. Then it's got Theobroma cacao in brackets again there, extract petrolatum fucking glycol, glycerol stearat, glycerin, mineral oil, paraffin liquidium, which I believe is Latin for Vaseline. And there's Theobroma helenianus, fucking, I've ate that once or twice. Helen Huntianus, sunflower seed oil,
nice.
ascorbyl palmatidiated, retinol palmatidiated, what's the big one? Hydroxythacrylose, and then of course behenadimon. Fuck me, this I'm afraid to read that last bit because I'm pretty sure it conjures a demon. Read that out and tell me that doesn't sound like something that brings forth Imhotep.
Glycol sodium acetate fragrance.
Stop, Connor, stop. Oh, Jesus, Connor, stop.
Phenoxyethanol.
Oh, Jesus, Connor, stop. No, the cups is moving.
It's like Jurassic Park.
Actual size. You doing an impression of me now because my wee hands?
There's your hands on. My body, your hands, and we've got a T-Rex.
My body, your hands, we've got a freak. Big long-armed fucking slender man. Well, not slender. You know what I mean? Big long-armed fucking Sasquatch smoking. Got any fags, no?
Light up with a flare.
Right, my body in your arms. The only job that child could get is stand outside a fucking car showroom. Or working on Tracy Island. Have you ever seen my fucking great physical Thunderbird?
No.
Howdy, Troy. And you kind of walk away like.
I want to see on stage.
3 years.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see your performing arts degree getting finally released.
That could be a bit. You young'uns complaining about the Avengers. No, I had to watch. Michael J. Fox.
Oh my! How the fuck is that? Is this the second episode we have to cut? Do we have to now fucking clip again? Oh my fucking! I was not expecting that.
Neither was I.
That can't be good for the fucking heart, that shit.
It's your kids, Marty. Something's got to be done about your kids.
Just finish now. Just
New Teen Wolf. That's rude. Let's answer some questions. It's too warm in here.
fucking fuck! Right. Whew, right. This is a long one. That's what
Thank
she
you.
said. But this is, I think, maybe something you would be quite interested in.
Uh-huh.
So, because you are a father yourself, you know yourself.
father?
I once brought my dog. So you're one of your childs.
yes.
I once brought my dog to a fella's house for my dog to mate with his dog.
Yeah.
I thought, well, we'll just leave the dogs out in the garden. They will get busy and the job's a good one. But no, 5 minutes after arriving to the house, another fella arrived with a silver makeup style box in hand.
Go ahead. Silver makeup style box in hand.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I was just getting the sentence. I still had no idea. I still had no idea. So a wee second later, the dogs were snuffing around each other, and my dog got excited, and out of nowhere, the silver box flew open, and the fella lifted out what I can only describe as a doggy dom. He then put it around his hand, grabbed my dog's lipstick, and started giving it 90, wanking my dog. While I stood in shock, the dog finished, and the fella then lifted a turkey baster and started emptying the dom into the baster. He then rubbed the back end of the girl with his fingers, then inserted the baster. This all happened in the middle of the street. I'm still in shock. God only knows how the poor dog feels. So can I ask, what's the most shocking thing that's ever happened to you?
Well, two things I want to ask. First of all, one, what was that dog wearing? Because if she was wearing a studded choker,
That's her own fault.
you know yourself, was she leading him on? Huh?
That's rough.
Did he pause for thought? That's certainly a harrowing tale. Perhaps the dog was just quite fetching.
Yes.
No, that's me.
Yeah, I'm
The most shocking thing I've ever seen. I've never seen that. That would.
That would that would probably stay with me for a long time. now, I gotta say,
yeah,
even the
that's-
visual image of that is staying with me forever. Probably.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I feel like I'm going to be awake a wee bit longer tonight.
Aye.
Even knowing that happens.
Aye. Yeah.
It's the catching of the
Yeah.
dog to get a condom on it. Like I can't put a condom on myself. Never mind fucking a wriggling Jack Russell.
But in fairness to that, now, the other thing I would say, the other comparison.
What breed is? Did you mention what breed the dog is?
Didn't say the breed of the dog.
Because I'm
but
wondering.
Have you
I'm
ever
thinking
seen
about
them?
the like? Is there any dog you'd have to wank like that? Most dogs you just give it the Eric Bristow.
The wee dart one. Have you ever seen a horse done the same way?
I've seen it on Jackass with a big leather fucking muff.
yeah.
Just like when you put a rifle in.
Yeah, you slide it into it when you can.
the horse.
yeah.
All fucking, It's like a big horsey fleshlight.
About 6 gallon of fucking sperm coming in.
Oh, it's some load, sir.
That is quite a load. Yeah,
I come like I'm
it's-
hungover.
I don't know what else. The most shocking thing has ever happened to me, apart from like injuries and stuff. Has there been anything shocking that's ever?
I remember the time I did see, like, there was a small riot had kicked off in Lurgan during the dark days, and a soldier shot a rubber bullet at somebody who was throwing a stone, and it literally broke the man's arm.
Oh right, okay,
So he was like that,
right.
and then the rubber bullet hit it, and his hand was touching his elbow, and we were just driving past. I was like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, that would do it.
What other shocking things have I seen?
Yeah, we was. I mean, yeah. Apart from like back in the day when there would have been police things.
Watched me auntie die last week. That was a rough one.
I would imagine that would be shocking. I would say.
I did actually kind of technically see the inside of my own scrotum one time.
Right.
Whenever I was about 12, I had I've told you the story about getting punched in the goalies.
Yes.
It is. I had to get an operation of my balls, and
That explains a lot.
The scab basically one time stuck to my underwear, so I took my pants off. It like kind of ripped and I could just sort of see in a wee bit.
Did you see all your babies floating about?
They all just started pouring out. It was like somebody shot a carton of milk.
Oh, the pain of that.
It wasn't that sore, it was just the skin. It was just
skin,
superficial. It was
okay,
just more like the skin of the scrotum you're wearing.
Sounds worse.
It's
than
quite
it is,
thin.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So you're like,
yeah,
oh look,
yeah.
is that what that is?
Well, wouldn't have been that hairy back then, I'd say.
And it also might have just been trauma, and I haven't seen anything apart from just a wee bit of blood coming from a ball bag. But my brain's filled it in with, and you saw up your own ass.
Yes.
Do you mean I can't confirm that I
yeah.
definitely saw it? I was just shocked.
I don't think
Other
anything
weird
else.
things I've seen. No, let me see.
That's the problem with these questions. Like tonight, I'll be going, oh, fuck, why didn't I say that?
You have to really
always-
think about it.
Yeah, I really think about them. I'm sure there's been loads of shocking things I've seen, but I just sort of move on. I just can't
Yeah.
forget them. Oxygen or any music festival will show you as many shocks as you want in the space of 3 days. You'll see like 10 years worth in 3 fucking nights. Some really fucking brutal bad things there, but they're all like, it didn't happen to me. Apart from when I got
I saw
arrested.
a girl giving a guy a blowjob under a raincoat at Oxygen.
Nice.
So do you know whenever the festival's over, they have those sort of like big screensavers that just play techno music for the pillheads. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine, we were walking about, just because we were just awake at the time.
Yep.
We just happened to be wide awake at 5 in the morning. And thought, you know, well, we'll go down here to the rest. I mean, we'll go down to the screensaver thing.
Yeah.
Just to look for a dance or whatever. And as we were walking along, there was a guy just sitting bolt upright, and a girl was crouched over him with a full raincoat over her head, just sucking the dick clean off him. But he's just sitting there, like,
As you would.
yeah. And then we stopped. We're like, and he looked at us as if, "Do you mind?" We're like, "Man, you're in the middle of a field, surrounded by people, being lit up by a fucking Xbox 360 screensaver, getting a nos job." And then I've seen driving back from Lavery's one night, and I saw a young girl giving a guy a blowjob, young students outside Queens. But you know when you turn, do you know where the QFT is?
Yeah.
So if you go down that wee street, and it's a low wall,
Oh, right, yeah.
right? So they were in front of the wall, weren't even behind the wall, trying to hide
behind
it
the
up.
wall, for fuck's sake.
Stand in the middle of the street, and I pulled down because I was like, "Jeez, are they fucking?" And the fella it was as if he was like, "Let's take this to the bedroom," and tried to sort of withdraw,
With her still attached?
but she was like, "Give me it!" Like,
Do it again.
"Give me it!" So that poor fella was like, "Fuck me, hey, I'm only my fourth week out of the room, and this woman's trying to steal me willy." She just wept. Trying to steal me cock. I'm never going back. I'm poor kid. They're coming home Friday night. I was
so
university.
face.
Son, no, mommy, I don't like it at all. There's no milk in her bread and I don't know how to work the washing machine. And come here to tell you, one of them big Belfast tromps tried to steal me willy.
It was the
Tried
wee
to steal
face,
me
you know,
dick, hey?
Give me it with the wee face.
I was only giving her a end of it. It just gives a wee look at that there, and I showed her because you know when you told me I was a nice to a woman, and the bastard tried to. I think she's one of them trannies. Tried to steal me willy. I'm never going back, mommy, at all. No. I'll maybe go up to the tech or something and do mechanical or hairdressing or something like that there. But I'm not doing civil engineering no more, mommy. Little Harold's trying to steal me willy. I'll go down, son. I'll go down and tell them not to be stealing your willy. Oh no, mommy, I don't know. I'm too afraid to go now. It might be my fault. I was wearing it the wrong top and shorts, but she tried to steal me willy off me, and me standing looking at her. Nobody would help me. I was screaming for help and all. Oh, help me! I'm trying to steal me willy. And that Mike Clitoris fella drove past. He didn't even stop or nothing.
He was in the juke, but
That was years ago. It would have been a Hyundai accent. He wouldn't want me to stop.
Oh, they wouldn't want to
Yeah,
stop.
f-
Nothing
I
ruins a
said, "Oh,
blow-
let her take it."
nothing ruins a blowjob like a Hyundai accent. Fucking,
Well, that and braces.
that would do it. Aye, that would do it. Yeah.
Usually the braces because you know then that you're underage and it's wrong.
Well, no, I've known 30-year-olds to do.
Oh yeah, my joke. I had braces when I was 19.
Yeah. Did you have braces?
I had braces the whole way through uni. Got them on the week after starting, got them off the week before I left.
Excellent.
There was no pus to be had in McGee that fucking 3 years.
Nope.
Didn't get near nobody.
You didn't really have much of a chance, did you?
No, I made up for my sort of
In your,
dreams.
I was like, what decade was that?
Made up for my Wi-Fi connection, Tommy, you know what I'm saying? Nah. There isn't a porn star in the world I haven't had a... Nah. Too big. Nah.
She deserves the bandwidth.
I've seen several times, I've seen people masturbate in the car when they've been driving down the motorway.
Well, here's the thing now.
Trying to steal my own willy, mommy.
You didn't see me, no.
Oh.
Have you ever done it?
No.
I'd be wild tempted because of an automatic car. You know, you don't need.
And you've got fucking self-wiping windscreens.
Yeah, you don't need a hand for that. Well, anyway, I always be
pretended-
worried
I
about. Always be
pretended-
worried about the lorry drivers looking down.
I would have to try and shoot a load onto the
Sensor
blower.
thing to
No,
see-
the blower.
the blower?
Just to
See if it'll
see
blow back?
if it. Do you know, do you know those things where you go in and it's like you pretend you're skydiving? Just to see if the sperm like it's like in space.
All like gravity.
They probably wouldn't. Though.
No gravity sperm. I am very surprised that hasn't been videoed yet.
Somebody wanking in space. Somebody's bound to have tried it and never made it back.
Must have done. Elon
No,
Musk.
you're bound to have fucking
Elon
died. Like,
Musk must have done
does it
that.
come out because if the tears go up, don't they? Like if you cry in space, oh Jesus, mommy, I can't believe I became an astronaut.
And then they go up.
1 minute you're there trying to stop some woman stealing your willy, all of a sudden you're floating about in space on your own. Hey, I don't like it at all. I didn't even want to be an astronaut, you know, mommy. I just came walking past the rocket there, meet your own top, me shorts on me. Some fella's getting that there, you rocket, you. I didn't know he meant the rocket. Now I'm here, having the money for diesel or nothing.
No return ticket.
I fucking spilt me Suki on the roof.
Can you get the 273 back from the moon?
273, queer bus.
Awesome boss, boys. Right. Paddy Nash, Nashman. What's up, Nashman? Apart from comedy, what else are you brilliant at? Well, that's a
Sleeping.
an underhanded plus overhanded compliment there somewhere. Sleeping.
I'm just biting stuff in my hand, sorry.
And you're good at biting stuff with your hands.
Yeah.
What about? I don't know. I wouldn't say brilliant, but I would class myself as a pretty decent cook.
You are quite a good cook.
I would think I could. I'm already cooking. No, I couldn't do restaurant. Couldn't work in a.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't do the
But, like-
pressure. And that my dinner party would be an 8 max.
Oh, aye.
8, that's it. So if I could open a restaurant that fed 8 people,
Yeah.
and that kept me going, I would do that. But no, apart from that, there's not much else. I'm good at eating. I can do that too.
Aye.
But,
I'm skipping,
skipping.
and I can do this.
That's pretty much on demand. That's good. I don't know anything else you're brilliant at. So farting,
Nah.
skipping, comedy.
Would you say I'm brilliant at comedy?
I would say you're brilliant at comedy.
Oh,
I would
me
say
too,
I
aye.
would say you're brilliant at rash purchases too, and rashes.
Rude.
But the
A RAS purchase for me is now just a mild steroid. Jesus, how times have changed.
your gaming skills wouldn't be great. Like my
Depends on
own.
the game.
Like my own.
I'm no good at FIFA, but
No, but neither am I. But the two of us are well matched because we're both not. Yeah, yeah.
Don't you have FIFA tonight? Oh fuck, no, I can't.
I was just so excited there. I was going to say I'm free, but yeah, because I mean things to get. So I know guys who are fucking like gaming fucking
Aye.
whiz kids. Like Kieran would be fucking unreal at FIFA,
Yeah.
but even like the Call of Duty and all that shit, I'm terrible.
I'm not bad at Call of Duty.
Terrible at gaming.
but-
What else have we got? I can sing. I'm good at
You
singing.
can sing as
I
well,
can
actually,
sing.
yeah.
I can play guitar and drums and a little bit of saxophone.
Now, my
But I
skin's
can't
not
play-
an agony. I'm pretty good at push-ups.
Oh no! Anything involving physical activity that's not riding, I'm not good at.
I'm not even good at riding,
Oh no, I'm alright.
but I'm just a queer wee liquor.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. That's all part of the parcel. Jesus, you couldn't do it. We can ride with it. Have you ever rid with it?
Not at all.
No, neither have I. That's why we're 23 years together.
That's my
but-
favourite thing, and I
Absolutely.
can't get close enough to them. I'll say wrap that thing around my head to fuck. I'm telling you now.
If I could lift you, I would.
If you can put that in me, I'll take it.
Ah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
oh,
Choke me with it.
yeah.
Choke me with it. Stretch them out, wrap it round me. Like the mask. Somebody stop me. Actually, no, that sounds like
That's terrible.
sounds like molesting.
You could be scissoring with them and everything. You do that, no?
Scissoring?
Aye.
I don't have a vagina, hey?
No, but if you had piles, you could rub your piles against it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, there's options. There's always anything's possible. That's how much.
You telling me you'd shake the tail feather at Emer?
Absolutely, get her in there.
You're disgusting. The piles not stink.
don't
So do vaginas will.
I never smelled them.
Vaginas don't stink.
Vaginas don't. Well, they can. They can do.
Anything
They
can smell a
do.
wee bit, but see, even the dirty vagina, I'm all, nah.
No, you see, I now have to say.
No,
now,
I'm all
I
over it.
have to say.
I'm all over it. To me, it's like McDonald's.
No,
Or do the smell of Subway. You can't recreate that.
No,
You don't get anywhere else unless it's a slightly dirty vagina.
Nah. I say I don't like eating Subway.
I don't mean dirty. I just mean, do you know what I mean?
No,
After a
I
day's
don't
work,
even like-
I'm all,
oh,
come here.
Jesus,
Oh, give
no.
it. First thing in the morning.
No,
Jesus
oh,
Christ.
Jesus, no.
Oh, 100%. Let me
If
pull,
I don't hear
pull
the-
the fucking cheese off the toaster.
Not if I don't hear
Yes, it-
the rattle of baby wipes.
Oh, not at all. Fuck no, because then it smells like baby wipes. I want it to smell like a woman.
No,
Oh, come here. I gives a. Oh,
no.
it's like football socks.
Do you know one of them boys that would fucking you would find you sniffing fucking underwear?
Oh,
See, I don't get that.
not my own, like, because it's all they're all
Oh, they're
dirty.
fucking nice.
Do you know
Skid
what
marks would be fucking your nose be ratting.
I mean? Aye,
What
you,
the-
should see me in Duns. You bet anything? No, I'm just in for a wee smell.
Don't get it. at
I
all,
work here,
man.
Mr. Bartlett. Shh.
No,
You're only customer service. You're not really an employee.
no. I treat a fanny like a dinner plate. Has to be clean before I eat of it. Has to be.
No, I
That's
treat
the
a
only way.
fanny like a cigarette. You can rub on the ground. I'll still smoke it.
Nah.
You can pass it around 3 different people. That's like put it in my mouth. You can leave half of one the last year. I'll still have a go at it. I treat families like cigarettes. Anything over £14, I'm going to complain about it. I treat families like cigarettes. 20 a day, boy. No ball.
No lights.
It's all about the window and finish them. What?
Right, next up, what is the worst injury you've sustained to your John Thomas? I got splashed and burnt by a chemical at work. It left a teardrop-shaped scar on my dick. I also got my ball stuck in my zip at the opening night of a restaurant, which I was the head chef. My dick looks like it was jumped on by a gang.
I did damage the
I
banjo
busted
string one time.
I busted the string one time. The string went now. Wouldn't be something I would look for to do again.
Not
now.
at all.
No.
Very sore. And the amount of blood.
Lot
For
of
all the
blood.
size of that wee thing, the amount of blood came out of that. I was like, dude, was I shot? Or who am I, Tupac? What happened here?
It was very sore. That was the sound of it actually when it went. It was.
Mine sounded like this. Ah, fuck! Nothing, pet, you're alright. You in your period? I'll keep going. Terrible.
No, yeah, that was the worst thing that ever happened. No, I was there.
And the puzzle like JFK's backseat.
Listen, that's including. That's including a vasectomy.
Aye.
The banjo string was the fucking worst now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fairness, is that
There's not many more injuries you can do to a dick apart
no, I
from
was going to
completely
say, it's
separate.
like, yeah, to cut it off would be the only
Aye.
thing. Like, which again would probably solve a few of the worst problems now.
Geddes told me he bruised his one time because he was doing the worm in a nightclub and the button of his jeans bruised his knob. That's a tight one.
It's a tight one.
I'm sure.
I had a friend of mine who I can't name because in case their partner's listening, but when we went to,
No Dick Davy, aye.
when we went to Oxygen, we had a teepee. We bought a teepee. So we had our own tents, and then we had a teepee where it was our living room.
Aha, of course.
16 of us, and we all sat around in the teepee. And by the end of the night, I'm not too sure why, but my friend, who will rename nameless, decided to take the wang out and bait it off the centre pole of the teepee. Right? As you do, because you just, you're flapping.
Was he packing a bit of heat?
Packing a bit of heat, but it's just also packing a lot of powers.
Right.
And when the whiskey was in, then it was the banging. But that wasn't the worst part. That was funny as fuck. Really funny. That was funny as fuck. The Monday morning, when he had a load of bruises on his cock and had to
Come
come
back
home
to the music festival.
coming home to the woman and going, how do I keep this hidden for 2 weeks? And I was
Aye.
like, just act like yourself. She's
Aye,
not near you.
just tell her.
But no, I don't think she's still. No, can't say no. That's why I don't want to mention the name.
If I was with a woman who didn't find it hilarious that I got drunk and paper Willie off the centre pole of a tent,
you're not. You're not.
it's not going to work out. Like,
Well, then you're going to be single for a long, long time.
it'll not matter. I'm not going to focus on going to have a tent.
TP, actually.
Aye.
Right, next up, Geddes was talking to Kieran about a comedian's band and was putting Kieran up for lead singer. Connery me go slap him because that's your place in the band. Also, what could Mickey do in the band other than roadie? Sneaky wee Mr. Adam Young came in there with a groupie, obviously.
You could be a
could
groupie. You could be a groupie of a solo singer, Adam, and go fuck yourself. How's that sound?
And I'm a wee bit annoyed this because I know Kieran does the guitar thing and sing on stage, but he doesn't play in a band. I know he did in the past, but I would have take an issue with that I'm not the first person to think of currently for singing with a comedian's
Who
group.
else is musical? It's only him who plays guitar. Geddes can play a wee bit of guitar.
Geddes
You
can play a bit of
guitar.
guitar. Kieran can sing. I can sing. Sean Haggerty can play 2 notes on the keyboard.
Ah, he can spell his own name.
Paddy watches the rest of us.
Paddy booked the gigs.
Paddy booked the gigs. Don't think anybody else musical.
Boys,
is
you're
it?
doing the Fallons tomorrow night.
What do you call the
Friday
fella
night,
that
Saturday
used
night,
to do-
Monday night. Then next week going to Fallons. Guys, know how?
Can't remember his name.
Phil McCune? No.
Phil McCune. That
Phil
was
be
the
great.
fella, one of the first ones actually I'd ever seen do music act. But you've got Paddy Raff, Teresa Livingston,
Oh, yeah.
and Emer Maguire as well. So you've got though, we could get a decent old band together.
Yeah, I'd go shoe up like that.
Shoop girl.
Yeah.
You need to have nice breasts now, and I have to say, no, you don't.
I do, I have I have a glass
no,
on it.
you really don't. You need to have a nice voice, and you have a terrible voice, but lovely breasts.
Exactly, that's the thing. You sure know we were looking at my voice. Do you know what I mean? We're going, geez, that ginger one there's got a queer rack on him. Come here over here, not that I talk to you. Oh, just boy, I can't even chat to you. Somebody stole me Willie there outside Queen's. I'm way looking for it now.
Imelda Burke.
Oh, you melded what?
We commitments joke there.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Lost on you. So what would you be apart from groupie? Because what would you be like? Could you do triangle? I think you're a triangle kind of guy.
I reckon I could probably pick the drums up pretty quick. We've a space for a drummer, so if we had time to fucking practice whatever.
We should learn that this summer.
Yeah. I would love to learn the drums.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Okay.
Because I can drum.
Can you?
Yeah, but I'd love to see
Me trying it?
You trying it?
Yeah.
That would be epic. And then I'll try skipping.
Cool. Deadly.
No chance. We Sam Spuds and Sam, this is not fucking agony hour, but we'll let you away with it. Have you ever had an ex message you looking for you to come over? If so, what would you do? Would you go or would you block her?
Blocker then blocker.
Blocker?
Mm-hmm. Blocker.
I don't know if buck and blocker would be.
It depends on the
It
situation.
could open a wound. It could be like taking
but-
the scab off your ball bag. You know, you don't mean to do it, but it could cause trouble.
I've been in several situations over the years where girls have gone, listen, we broke up and I think it's a good idea, but I could do with a wee bit. And do you know when you're going out long enough with somebody, you know how to get the business done. Mm-hmm. So I have had a few breakup sexes where it's like you wouldn't just come around here and show me out one. It's just do me a favour.
Obviously, I've never had.
And I'd be like, I'm outside. So like, I was quick, and I go, well, you know me. But I think
you weren't hiding in the
if
bushes.
there's
and all?
still feelings, fucking get away from it. Genuine advice. If you're still like,
honestly,
what
Spud,
are we? Oh my god, what's happening?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
honestly,
but if you're
Spud,
like, get your blood out,
It sounds like someone who wants to have their cake and eat it also.
let her eat it, but if you're looking at it.
No, I don't know.
If
Emotionally,
you're
if it's
looking
not,
a wee bit of the Swiss roll, lad.
it might not be worth it.
You only live once, Spud, too. Do you know what I'm saying? If you just lay the rules down, so listen here, daughter. I know, I don't give a fuck who you think you are or what fucking straight you came up. But if you're looking, buck them up for it. If you're looking, love to count. And then elbow the jukebox. Wow, bought a phone for you, or whatever you make love to. Depends what you're into.
My body part.
I make love to many different sort of songs. Do you know what I mean? Kiora. It's basically adverts.
Bongo.
Yeah.
Drink it in the Congo.
Yeah. The red car and a blue car had a race.
You notice how up to date we are on our
There's a
adverts?
loose about this. You like a dirty eye? Vintage ads that I like to fuck to. What do you fuck to got on your house?
The darkness.
The darkness?
Not the band.
Not the band, just the actual,
darkness,
just the
yeah.
feeling of emptiness.
Yeah,
What about Jack and James? You just fucked anything in particular, boys? No? No? I'll be there like you have a Snickers at yourself and you're hungry. Get there!
You like M nuts?
Ah, fucking. Gonna come. Gonna come. That's what I do. I've got a CD full of advert. I've got 4 volumes.
Oh,
I
what
just
the fuck
fucking-
happens when the caramel bunny comes on?
Jesus, Raven, stop me. I'll start putting my finger up my own ass. Get out! Don't look at me! Don't look at me!
That's caramel.
Call me Posty.
That's so niche. It's deadly. It's only for the over 35s in the audience.
You have to do it, like, do you know what I mean?
Right, next up, what?
The champions! Even that. So open your mouth, open your eyes!
Until the Troker ad comes on.
Ah.
And I go after, fuck's sake,
And
bastard
fucking-
flies.
I always get put off with the black porn. Speaking of Troker, come on over here, I fill your slot. 2B, 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 5B, 2B, 5B, 2B, 5B.
10p, 10p. Oh, Troker me.
Maybe I was no need for concern, but
I thought that my joke was good, actually.
What was it?
Sticking up your hole. Troker me. Troker's Irish for mercy.
oh, I didn't know that.
Mercy.
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, what crisp flavour do you feel is missing in the world?
Vagina.
Prawn cocktail?
Nah.
No, vagina.
Just vagina.
I-
Mainly for the afterwards, and you can be all.
Oh, that's scampi fries. That's what they're for.
Ah, good point.
Egg and onion. Crisps.
Fuck! Get the fuck out of my face, you
No.
dirty gypsy rotten fucking cunt.
No, I don't mean fucking like yeah.
Why is it
onions.
just fart in a bag?
I mean
Just
spring.
fart in a bag?
I mean spring onions.
Doesn't matter. Just fart in a bag.
What you can eat spring onion crisps?
Aye. But
What
they don't
if-
taste
what
like spring
about-
onions. Spring onion crisps and spring onions, it's like strawberries don't taste like strawberry flavoured stuff.
Yeah, and banana doesn't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
so egg and onion as a
I don't
crisp
know,
flavour
eh?
is
I
a
don't
shite
know.
in a bag.
I do not know.
Just fart in a bag, sniff it, and go, oh, it's crisps there. Aye. Just fart in a box of Pringles.
Just wondering. Just asking a question. Like,
Disgusting.
did they not? They came out with like a fry flavor one time, and there was egg in it.
Maybe, I don't know, I didn't go near that shit.
Wasn't it Walkers or something? Came
I
out
just
with
like
like
a
a full
good flavour,
fry.
like beef and mustard.
Did you see?
Gammon and pineapple.
Have you tried the new Wagyu beef? And
I knew you were talking about crisps here. I haven't, no. Wagyu beef Monster Munch?
Wagyu beef and no mustard. They're crisp and new from Smithson's, I think is the name.
They're
of it.
good crippy now.
Oh my fucking god! The salt and vinegar now. They're the sweat ones.
Aye.
They're the sweat merchants. Do you ever get salt and vinegar? It makes you sweat.
Aye.
They are the daddy. Like to the point where I was like, I was like, I can't take this anymore. But I want more. I'm licking my fingers. I'm going. I think I'm going to have a heart attack. But it's all right. It came out of it all right.
Aye.
The sweat's brutal.
I get like I tune the McDonald's over it. I'm loving it. No fucking dick cut there. You feel Happy Meal, you fucking bastard. Never mind a Big Mac. Take Big Mac. The McBLT. What am I doing? I
don't know.
Next question. It's fucking roasting.
Oh, right, the doc's in. What's up, doc? What's up, doc?
Why have we never done?
I don't know why I've never
That's
done that before.
fantastic.
That's fucking unreal. Right, so you have to. I like this one, right? So you have to pick one of the following gigs once a week for a year. Which would you pick? Now it's the same payment, same time, 30 to 60 minutes for all options, right? So either the audience warm up for a serious TV show like Late Late or Question Time,
Fuck no.
club gig, but your audience is hen and stag parties and a water drinker, corporate gig for a boring company, or a Zoom gig with 50 proper comedy fans and one Easter egg eater.
I take the stag
Stag and
hen.
hands for me too, all day
Take the
long.
stag and hen, no problem.
I genuinely think I would do the corporate gig and the audience warm up before I do a Zoom gig.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. 'cause
I agree.
wouldn't
I would
it.
do the audience. Well, though, if it's audience warm up, 30 to 60 minutes straight, start to finish, I'm up for that. Piece of piss.
Yeah, that Top Gear shit.
But
you
if
come
it's
out and
if
out
you're
and all
coming
that
in
crap,
out,
no, fuck that. Yeah.
absolutely not.
So there you are, Doc. It's gonna be the hen and stag parties, even with a water drinker. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, by the second night, I'll be like, fucking, I dare you to.
Right. How are we, lads? When something bad happens to you, how long does it take for the comedian instinct of this could be a good bit to kick in? Pretty instantly, isn't it?
Instantly, it is
pretty-
now. I remember this.
I'm not,
happened-
no, I'm not going to say instantly because you would be instantly. Whereas I would.
I'm usually-
It'd take me just because
Yeah.
it takes me a bit longer to think of anything.
I
really.
tend to be on the way over to the wake. Like, I remember like when my uncle passed away about, well, maybe the year I started stand up, so about 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say it's more than that because I'm coming up to 11 now. So.
But I remember having like a fucking like existential crisis of going, I can't believe I'm trying to think of jokes this week. Like this is a really fucking bad.
Shouldn't be doing it, yeah.
And I remember going, this is like having the world's worst superpower because you can't control it and you don't know what it is. Whereas now I just know how to keep my face straight when I'm going inside. And like I was going to kill.
Only a
Do you know what I mean?
comedian
When
would have the
someone's-
narcissism to say, when you have a superhero power.
No, it's not narcissism. It's just it's when it's more whenever you turn a mental health problem into a positive. Do you know what I mean? It's not a weakness. It's a strength.
It's a strength, absolutely. But there is something in that. I think it. I've had that like forever to the point I've thought more than I've said. Do you know that sort of
Yeah.
way? You see something serious, you're like, oh, that's so funny, but you don't say it. You never
Aye.
say it out loud. And do you get that, or do you still say it? Because it always depends on context and who's around you. But family is different because you'll get away with everything with family. Well, I wouldn't. I know I get away
It
with
depends. I think I suppose I've been sort of doing stand up long enough now, and I've kind of gotten past that. Like, if I think something's funny and I need to run by somebody, I will go, here, just funny.
family. Oh, I know.
So, which probably makes me look fucking insane to people who don't understand stand up, whatever.
No, even people who don't understand it.
Yeah, I won't ask somebody who won't understand it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I-
I wouldn't go here, mum, and she'd be like, what, son? Let me tell you. I was going to tell a story. I was going to tell a story here about that breathing machine, remember from the other day? Son, yeah. Is this funny? If I was to go, you gave me vodka when he's 7. Would you think would that be funny? Do you mind if it's just the priest talking? That's all you do. Ashes to ashes. Dust. Father. Shh. It's funny.
Daggy!
I was going to say a bit about you bucking that wheeler. What do you think? No? Alright, go ahead, continue.
Give me a shout after communion.
Here, Father. Father, we are gathered here today, Father, to join in holy mass. Father, fuck's sake, Father.
Wasn't up in the
And she's all, will you take this seriously and put the ring on my finger? Sorry, everybody. Forgot where I was. I was going to do a picture in the speech, Father.
Oh,
I'm so warm, I'm forgetting the question.
Open that fucking door there,
Jack,
Jack, will you? Because I don't give a fuck what happens, because even if, like, I don't know, if a flood of people come in or something, I don't care, because I need some air.
Well, that brought about as much refreshment as a cup of sand.
It's coming, feel it. It takes a wee second to get, do you feel it? Do you feel it?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we are. Oh. Now, on the way air, is it? Right.
Oh, I can feel it in my knees now. Are you ready? That's like when you put the blower under the thing. Am I already? Go on ahead.
I was waiting to see when we get through an episode. Right, this is a controversial one for you. Who's the most overrated comedian and why is it Paddy Raff? Stop that. No, we don't.
It's not Paddy Raff.
It's not. It's really not. But yeah, Paddy, he always gets a wild.
He gets a wild fucking hand. Paddy has.
We've had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. We're not going to talk again. We said this before.
He's got a great audience who like to go see him.
And we don't
He's
know
doing
him,
well.
so we can slag the rest of the boys because we do know them.
Exactly.
But when you don't know somebody, you can't slag them. Also, seen Shane Todd a couple
By
of
the
years.
way, his sister's on his podcast.
Right. Muy bueno.
Oh, CC.
Oh,
Exactly. Oh.
Also seen Shane Todd a couple of years ago on the Waterfront. Connor was doing warm up. Any sign of Connor getting a big sellout show like the Waterfront or SSE? Leave the jokes to me, kid.
No, there's no sign of me doing it.
think we'd all love to see what Connor could do in a couple of hours to a proper big audience. Keep up the pod, Dad.
I fully agree. I think you should be pushing for doing touring and doing an hour a year.
Yeah. I well, that's the dream, isn't it? Everybody wants to do that. But
It's not a dream. It's just you just do it.
I don't have the time. That's the honest truth. I mean, if I
Well, the one thing we were talking about last week or the week before, or whatever it was, you were telling me about, and I know we haven't got together yet to work on that as a bit. But I will fucking give my left arm to be to construct that masterpiece with you.
I don't know.
I mean, I would genuinely fucking get like I
don't know how it's going to work. But
it's the kind of thing where I'm like, that is so fucking. We'll not go into it here, but it was you. It's such a. You're like, that is so hard to fucking pull off.
Yeah.
And the payoff will be fucking exquisite. And knowing you, it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. From knowing you, even though it's like, fuck me, don't talk about that. I'm like, that's.
I know. No, well, I'd love to have a go.
Because
I
it's a challenge is why I think you should do it. Because
to try and get, because it's such a taboo subject that nobody's talking about. Yeah. So.
And also you're the kind of person who can do it in a way that it's not offending anybody or making fun of anybody. It's just a
true story.
Yeah. And a sort of a coping mechanism, psychological process that I think would be fucking beautiful. And comedy is worse off for you not talking about it.
Okay, and we'll take that as. And if you see it in the Waterfront, it's because of this guy.
Don't do it for me. Do it for the art.
Right. Next up, when's Mickey scrapping Julian Simmons? This was his.
Why? Because he's making fun of our asses. I've got no beef with old fucking peely face.
Yep. Okay.
That's my name. Shiny face. Sorry, that's my name.
Julian.
I like Julian Simmons.
Yeah, sorry, Julian Rimmons. So is it no? Simmons. Sorry. Fucking, you're a
Different
cunt
guy.
too. Right. I heard once or twice on the pod last week that Mick got a new motor. What has been the best and worst car either of you have owned? Oh, I'm gonna win this.
See, the Duke wasn't the worst one. The 98 five-door Renault Clio. That was a bad one. That was a car that there was somebody crashed in the back of me in it, and it looked like there was no superficial damage, but it turns out it cracked the lining on the inside. So when it rained, the water would come out of the sunroof, and if it rained and you didn't know about it and you turned right, the water would come out of the wee light in the middle of the thing and soak you in the dick. There were cigarette butts or cigarette burns on the seats from whenever I tried to throw a cigarette out the window, and it would roll back up through the open sunroof because I thought I might as well leave it open for it's raining. There was moss on the inside of it. We thought there was an oil leak. Turns out that somebody hadn't put the dipstick back in properly. Guilty. At one time it rained so badly that when I looked in the back seat, a rubber mat, weighty, was floating
Oh, for
with the amount of water that was in the
fuck's
back seat of the car. Then that dried up on a hot summer's day, started to smell like eggs and stale water, stagnant water. I moved out of university with all of my stuff, 3 years worth of sort of things I collected, and that was in July, and I emptied that car out in June. The following year. Yeah.
What the fuck did
So
that
there was,
smell like?
it was stinking. It was and it was
Stagnant
stinking.
water is probably one of
But
the
it
worst
was the kind of
smells.
car my parents had it and were like it was fucked. And it was. Do you know whenever people like people their parents give them like I got you a car for your sweet 60
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
My mom and dad were like, "That's your problem now, dickhead." Like
You sorted it.
you'll probably die. It was nice knowing you. The only reason they kept all the stuff in it was because if I crashed, at least there'd be a duvet in the back seat to soak the blood up with. Then there's the Hyundai Accent. That was a fucking piece of shit too, but I loved it.
I
Old
didn't see
Monotone.
it. I did. Maybe I did see it.
Ferrari red.
I did.
It was the
yeah.
one that I got
Yeah.
really drunk in one night and decided to sleep in the car instead of because we were really drunk at my sister's house. We were meant to go to Labrie's. I was too drunk to go. It's the short version of the story. Went to KFC, ordered 2 people's worth of food because I panicked.
Yeah.
Ate it all in the back of the car
Did you panic?
because I panicked. Thought I'll have a wee lie down here. Woke up vomiting, bugged all over the back side of the car because it was a 2-seater and I couldn't get out the front. Then I took the sleeping bag that I was lying in and put that on top of the bunk just so that I didn't smell the bug.
Of course.
Took a jacket that I had, put it on back to front, pulled the hood over my face so I couldn't smell the bug. Then my sister came back to find me sitting bulled up right in the back seat with a fucking hood over my face. Thought I'd been kidnapped, and I was like, no, I'll just vomit in the car. Then went into the house, started drinking again because why not? I was 26 and a legend. And we heard a noise come from the upstairs room. Her flatmate apparently moved out. I ran upstairs with a mop to take on the assailant. Turns out her flatmate had kept the key, took a fella back to ride him. Flatmate was a unit, fella was not. So I walked in watching, which is essentially a woman wipe her vagina with a grown man. And then when I went, who the fuck are you? He went, who the fuck are you? And then my sister's former flatmate was like, sorry, Mickey, it's just means I had the keys. And I went back downstairs holding the mop and I said, listen, don't worry about it. It was your woman up there bucking your man. And my sister and her friend were like, what were you going to do with that mop? Fucking clean him. So I bugged all over my own car and then got fucking degentrified or whatever it's called. Humiliated.
So what? The original question is, what was the worst car? The car was fine. It
Car
was
was dead
you
on.
fucking abused it.
No, that car was fucked because that was another one where. So remember that the scrappage scheme, you can get $2,000 off any car.
Yes, that's
My
right.
parents took the Clio,
Oh,
got
right.
$2,000 off it, and then gave me a Hyundai, and I was like, "Oh, new car." They're like, "Your problem now, dickhead." And the timing belt snapped on it.
Oh,
On
lovely.
New Year's Day, and I was doing the family pizza run because we were hungover.
Uh-huh.
And Paddy Bartlett, drunk as he was like, "Drive me up that fucking guy, I'll get it going." And my mum drove him up, and he kept trying to start it, and he fucked the entire engine. And then the mechanic, who will remain nameless, said, "I can put a new engine in that for 500 quid." I happened to have 500 quid. I was like, "Let's fucking do it." Then he went, "Can't, it's fucked." And I went, "All right, okay." And then 2 days later, drove past me, where he'd sold it for, let's say, a hefty fee.
Get the
True story. Never had my heart broke like it.
bastard.
But short answer,
That's
98 Renault Clio.
It's a while. So then he fucking fiddled you.
What
Right.
about you?
Mine was the Batmobile. I bought the Batmobile in London for £20. It was bright yellow.
Right.
No, this was 2001. But it was a 1986 Cavalier.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Yellow, bright yellow.
Uh-huh.
20 quid. 4 gears. That's all she had, boys. That's all she needed. I kept telling him there was turbo. I would flick out the back window heater and put the foot down at the same time. She was like, "Oh, I can't believe it's got turbo." I was like, "No, it's fucking unreal." That was the first one bought for £20. And then I upgraded then to an Astra. One of the real old Astras,
Aye.
but it was automatic with electric windows. But it was like 1989 Astra, so it was obviously adapted for somebody with a disability.
Right.
In the back, so I had that. Actually, that fucking wee
That's on
weapon,
my hand again, sorry.
that wee weapon took me back from. I drove back from London back to here, and it lasted me another maybe 6 months here until it broke down outside Daly's.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That's the amount of bumpy country roads.
Critter was crying his eyes out. Yeah, I still get slagged about it because I had a CD player in it,
But, like,
like a Discman.
with a tape thing.
With a tape thing and a wee. See, you young fuckers at age don't know
don't
you're
know you're
living with a Discman, which is a CD player ultimately, and this bracket that connected to the
Yeah.
main dash, and then every time you end up a bump,
Well, I had one of the ones that
skipped every fucking song.
in the Hyundai.
Uh-huh.
I had tape.
Right.
Like a tape player, but it was a tape with an aux lead on it. So you put the tape into the fucking
aux lead
thing
into it.
and then put it onto your phone or your iPod.
No.
But even
Phone
then,
or
I remember-
iPod? Oh,
But no,
it was on
well,
your age.
iPod. But I remember buying a new one, and the guy in the shop was like, "Do they still make cars with tapes?" And I was like, "Fucking obviously, considering you're selling me a product with a tape, you fucking retard." Glad HMV closed down.
All right. That was like the wee Batmobile. Now my mate Bundy came over to visit me, and he threatened, and I didn't sleep right for the 3 days he was there because he threatened he was going to draw a big bat symbol on the boot or on the bonnet, and I was like, if you fucking do that, drive around London with a fucking bat symbol.
Should have done it.
He was going to
Absolutely
do the
should've
cup. Right, lads. Next one. This could be the drink talking, but are Derry for winning Sam? Derry are in the Ulster final now at the moment, so Derry are on a wee bit of a resurgence. So Derry in the All Ireland final would be fucking mental. Because if there was ever a county that could party like fuck, it's going to be Derry.
Aye.
If they get the chance. But nah, these aren't Tyrone. Right, next up is wearing your deck chair and Yums t-shirt to the podcast the same as being a full kit wanker?
No,
No,
you're a full
absolutely
kit
not.
legend.
You're a fucking absolute legend, and you're going to be advertising for us. And in fact, you should be telling more people. Well, I was going to say tell them to buy more, but there's no more to buy. So you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
annoy
we'll
people
say-
that
we'll-
you have one, they don't.
We'll sign it for you.
Yeah. Oh, aye, I've never done that before.
Anyway, it'd be hard to do. I imagine the t-shirt would move.
Oh, I'd love to sign a set of ditties. This boy probably has a set too. I would. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I want to sign a set of ditties.
I'd sign his ditties, no bother. How's Stevie?
If you're signing ditties, do they just push them up when you sign, or do you have to take the whole ditty out and you be all right, Harold still?
Well, with Steve, I would say he'd probably have to lift it up a bit. He wouldn't be. He wouldn't be flat chested, like he wouldn't be the ironing board Skittles thing. But he'd be. You know, he'd.
Like 2 mini cheddars on a big mini cheddar. Yeah.
Well, no. No, please do wear your t-shirt. If anybody's going to the podcast live, wear the t-shirt. Surely the fuck annoy people. Right, with the acquisition of the Bartmobile, got me thinking that the mundane shite associated, like insurance renewals and such. What's the weirdest situation either of you have encountered with an insurance renewal or something that involves giving your details? Does it mostly fly under the radar, or have there been any fans on the other side of the line? Keep up the good work, lads. Have you ever had that? No.
No, I'm bound to have, but I can't remember. I know I had it one time. I was in A&E, and it was during lockdown or COVID, so we was wearing masks. And this doctor was like, "Bartlett, are you the?" And I went, "Comedian, yeah," but I didn't mean it to be that presumptuous.
And he was like, no, I meant, are you the next person?
"Yeah, yeah. Are you the cunt with the psoriasis? Are you the anti-vaxxer?"
I did. This happened to me one time, and it was very early in the comedy career, but it was local. I got robbed, Mick. I had a Ford Focus, and I was just one of them dickheads that never locked his car because I thought, sure, what the fuck could they steal?
Aye.
And then they answered the question for me. They stole everything in it. So I had to ring the local, and this was in Oma. This had happened at a car park that's way out of the way. My own fault for parking there. But I rang the police station and I was like, yes, my name's Connor Keys. I'd like to report a theft, if you don't mind. And the woman on the other end, who's a regular at Daly's, went, Connor Keys is a comedian? I went, aye. She went, is Noreen here? I was like, Noreen, some bastard stole my car. My fucking radio's gone, Noreen, help me. So the whole thing changed as soon as I found out it was somebody I knew. I was like, she was like, I was thinking you were very fucking nice and professional. I was like, well, I was trying to report a crime, but now I'm like, them bastards have took my radio.
Safety's off, boys.
But that was the first time because she knew me. But yeah, it was never. You could recognise an awful lot more than I would, obviously. But it happened to me recently in McDonald's in the Boucher Road. Or not, is it the Boucher Road? What do you call that one? McDonald's?
Yeah,
beside the
Boucher
big
Road,
falls.
yeah.
The balls in the falls. So shout out to the guy who was handing me a coffee. I went, you Connor Keys? I went, aye. He went, fuck, I love podcasts. I was like, cheers. I just drank one. That was it. Simple as that. Done.
All the
moved
way
on.
up in the big smoke.
All the way, and I was like, Jesus Christ, hey.
I had this isn't really the same, but a few days ago, I was around visiting my parents, and I was putting stuff in the boot of the car, and a wee fella who lives in the street was like just walking past, like staring at me, and I was like, "All right, mate," and he went, "All right," and he went, "I like your car," and I was like, "Fucking just stay in school, wee man. Don't do drugs. Am I your hero now? Am I your role model? Don't do drugs until you're 28. We have to make sure you like them. Is your man?"
Tell your ma I've got a car now.
Aye.
Right. Next up, hi lads. Is there a question you'd love to answer but haven't been asked yet?
Ask me something about my car. Many miles again.
We told us that last week. I don't know. A question that I haven't been asked yet that I want to be asked. No, I don't think so.
No, not really.
No. But then it's one of those philosophical things of
Yeah,
going,
exactly. If a
what
tree,
question have I not
if a tree
been
falls
asked?
in the wood, does it go fuck?
Aye.
Yeah.
Red, how do you feel? Oh, another fucking Julian Simmons one, or Simmons. How do you feel about Julian Simmons complaining to value cabs about his driver having psoriasis and telling not to send that driver to UTV building again? Accidentally posted this as just a rabbit on, but it was meant to go here. He feels fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
I don't need a 10-second drive.
I don't think you would you? You might, maybe. All right, lads, hope you're well. Would you get matching deck chair and Yums tattoo and raise money for charity?
Yes.
Any merch in the
Yes.
pipeline for the live podcast? First one, no.
Yes.
Second one, maybe.
Yes, definitely for the merch thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the tattoo, I would definitely get matching tattoos. Wee ones, like not big fucking dopey ones, but I would get like a wee. You.
No.
Would you not?
No.
Would you not?
No.
After all we've been through.
Yeah.
Oh, me and you, the needle dodgers. After everything, the tinfoil hat, the fucking getting the QAnons. You wouldn't get a wee.
I do not let needles touch me unless I have to.
What if the only way to get traveling to a foreign country was to get a tattoo with me?
I won't be going to a foreign country.
What if I said I wouldn't do the podcast anymore and you get a tattoo with me?
All right, like a small one. Then.
Oh, that's okay. Then. It's me a wee one.
A dot or something. No, I don't know. I talked to you before. Me and my three brothers, none of us have tattoos or piercings. And I
I
don't
think it
know.
would suit you. You're 40 now. I
don't
mean,
know.
it's a cute thing to do.
No, that's
wee rose in your
no,
shoulder.
No.
Well, girls,
'Cause
wasn't even sore.
The last person I knew that turned 40 and got themselves a tattoo was my mother.
Exactly. What you get a rose in your shoulder?
She got a tramp stamp, and I thought
Sure, she doesn't have a tramp stamp, does she?
she does I. And I thought, well, I
What does it
never.
say? Wipe your feet.
That just says next. No, I never would. I would never. Because of that reason, yeah, I would never get that.
Funny enough, my ma has a tramp stamp, but hers says Duns. So obviously you make more money than we do.
Yeah, how am I allowed to say it about that? I mean, what age is your mum? Roughly.
64.
Right. Okay. And I'm 5 years older than you, but my mom's not 68.
Aye.
So I have quite a young mother in that sense. So when she's
Yeah.
40, I was like, what was I? Fucking 20 or something, or 22. So
Aye.
I was like, because she had me at 18, I was like, I'm 22, and you're getting a fucking tattoo. And then all my mates were like, your mom's getting a fucking, and you're not. And I was like, I'm not. And at that stage, they weren't known as tramp stamps. They
Aye.
were just, it was a craze. Everybody's getting
Yeah,
a tattoo.
yeah.
Now it's a tramp stamp. Every time I see her, you just go, well, it's a tramp stamp.
I think you should get matching tattoos.
No. James is very excited about
Aye,
it.
we're not going with him.
Any
Fucking
fucking
aye.
wonder is you can barely see any skin on the
Jesus Christ,
cunt.
like a Maori.
Right, with you lads talking about nude scenes in movies so much, I thought I would ask which one is your favourite. Mine is Leah Thompson, Marty McFly's mum, in All the Right Moves, where she removes her bra and it gives the nip a wee flick, and then she rides Tom Cruise.
Do you see a wee bit of mange in that one?
I think there's a monster. I haven't seen All the Right Moves in a long time, a very long
I
time.
haven't seen it. I just read that question, Google the image it. You definitely see mange.
Leah Thompson, yeah, it's all right. We talk. This obviously comes from the Basic Instinct conversation we had
Yeah.
last week.
Do you know what's a belter? Have you ever seen Showdown in Little Tokyo? Dolph Lundgren Kung Fu movie? Tia Carrera gets them out
Yes,
in the hot tub.
that was a long time ago. I forgot about that.
That was a good one.
Wild Things is always been
Wild Things
was a
was
thing.
wild good. Let me
don't
see.
know.
Do you know what I always found that was kind of weird? In The Crow, whenever they rolled the dead woman out and her ditty's out, which is dead, but it's a class ditty. Do you know what I mean? Like a class angle for a ditty. And there's a bit in The Crow where that wee Asian woman with the tattoo in her back, the mad bitch, is in the shower and you see her arse and she's got a class hole.
A bit of I don't think any. Now do you remember there used to be Tit Watch in the Star? No.
No. Obviously, we're middle class. We read The Guardian.
How far we have come, because the Daily
4
Star,
metres at least.
the Daily Star, as part of their daily
Tit watch.
TV guide, had Tit Watch,
Class.
which was to let you know at what minutes in any program you would see
That's
tits.
an amazing idea.
And it was fucking genius.
Because you couldn't fast forward. You had to sit and
You had to
watch.
sit and wait when you were going, fuck me, only 2 minutes now, boy, and I've tissued already. Here we go. Yeah, it was a.
Did you ever yank one out to Titanic? Kate Winslet's not getting through?
Nah.
I did.
Nah, couldn't. I mean,
Couple
it's
times.
all right. Like, but there's nothing there to look at.
Did you ever yank one out to Jessica Rabbit? Me neither.
Next question. So, what do you think?
Not Jessica Rabbit. Bugs Bunny.
Bugs. That's what it was. No,
What's the weirdest? You ever yank one out to one and you go, that's a bit weird.
No, I not really. No, I'm very vanilla, as they call it.
Home Alone is a weird one.
Oh, if you're going down that route, like.
Oh, I joking, never
No,
done.
no. But you are a Pesci fan, like you do love him.
Yeah. You fucked my wife, I did, Joe. Joe, I'm stealing your pen.
Tighten the vice.
I fucking tell you, you motherfucking Joe, you.
Turn it again, Joe.
I was talking to some fucking mook from Tyrone. He saw me some broad trying to steal his fucking cock. I'm telling you, Joe, I was minding my own business. Hey, and she comes along there and tries to steal me Willie. I didn't know what to do.
Where's Daniel Donald there?
Mixed my voices up. I've got all multiversed.
You have so many voices on there. I'd love to know if they ever could come out in a full like chain.
Do you know what my secret is? Very still mind. Not a lot going on up there.
There's nothing better than hearing somebody saying that, but being so proud about it.
It's like an empty water bottle. Doom.
You wave the head.
Fucking nothing. Stillness, or as Bruce Lee called it, sternness. Because he was talking about being stern of mind. Very important to be stern.
Sternness, yeah.
He would say that. He would say it's really important to be stern.
That
He
is-
wouldn't say that. He would say, "Oh, so put up a star."
That is, I was going to say that is an epic save, but then you just fucked it right up again. Oh my god! Right. One of my earliest movie nudity type things was first of all was Elizabeth Shue in Big. Because just a bra.
In Big?
Just a bra.
Elizabeth Shue?
Yeah.
In Big?
No, not Elizabeth Shue. Elizabeth Perkins. Wasn't it her? Yeah, she was in American on 34th Street and all that crack. Yeah, no. Her, because I was at that age, I was like 10 or 11, and it was like the first time I seen a bra. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my fucking god.
I quite
Imagine
fancied-
being Tom Hanks. touching that.
Wasn't she Ray Finkel in Ace Ventura? Who was?
No, that was Sean Young.
Sean Young.
Sean would get it now.
Sir. Even though tucked in.
The tall guy. Did you ever see The Tall Guy?
No.
Jeff Goldblum and Emma Thompson.
No.
Oh, Emma Thompson's arse in a bowl of cornflakes is fucking superb. Best thing I've ever seen.
Talk amongst yourselves.
The Tall Guy came out, but late 80s, early 90s. And there's a mental sex scene where they're just wrecking the fucking apartment.
Emma
And
Thompson.
I have never looked at cornflakes the same way again since.
Arse bowl of corn.
I don't know if that's the way they would describe it. Maybe you could just put Emma Thompson.
Well, I've Google imaged a lot of stuff, so
The Tall Guy.
it says, "Do you mean Emma Thompson arse bowl of cornflakes?"
Yes, you do then.
Oh no, it's not here. No,
No, it wouldn't be there. I wouldn't mind. Just a clip.
there's loads of pictures of cornflakes. I'm equally
it's-
aroused.
It's called The Tall Guy. I think it's called The Tall Guy. I don't know.
The tall guy.
It was a weird. Jeff Goldblum was like American in London or something. I don't know. All I remember is watching that scene over and over again. I'm being too young to remember what the fuck it was about, but loving.
Oh
the
my
fuck.
word! She has them out.
Aye. Oh, there's a full fucking. Oh, yeah. Yep.
What are we wonky ditties?
I love wonky ditties.
Jesus, you could do with shaving that. I'll send you the photo if you can put it up on the screens.
I forgot about that. That was a great show. It was actually a good film too, as far as well as that.
Nice. Anyway, keep going because we're talking about
right.
ditties and I'm getting all cross-eyed and confused.
Speaking of ditties, what do you think of chicken sausages, boys?
Never had them.
Or personally, I think they're lovely, but people have a hatred against them. I don't like them. They're dry. They're rotten.
I've never had them.
Have you not? Nah, not worth it.
I think about my sweet. Do I like chicken like sausages?
When's the last time each of you sharded?
Glastonbury 2017.
Right, I think mine was in Sally O's
Recently.
about 8 years ago. I think. In the queue for the toilet.
In the queue for that? Yes, of course. Are you going for a shite in Sally O's?
I was going for a piss.
That'll happen.
That's why it's called shard.
Yes,
I
yes,
just
yes,
farted because I wasn't expecting to go
Yes.
for that, and it was an early home that night.
Okay, cool. Next question.
Next question: is it weird to go to a gig or concert on your own? Nope.
No.
I don't think a gig or a concert. I think I know what you mean. There's other things. I think the cinema by yourself is still something in your own
Fine.
town. No, in your own town. In your own town, I still think it's a bit.
I don't give a fuck.
In the city, I don't go on ahead. But in your hometown, you're like, especially like at a kid's show. and you know kids.
It depends on the movie. Like, yeah. Aye, if you turn up at fucking, but like
I went to Frozen by myself, and people were like, "What the fuck is he doing here?" I was like, "Jesus Christ, I'm wearing a long coat. What's wrong with you?"
Aye, you can't see anything.
Fucking on there.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I was the same. Like, I went and saw The Lion King, the reboot with Seth Rogen, and I was like, "Listen, can I park the van at the front? It's just not here."
Because this is, I guess, it's not a kids show.
They were like,
It's Hamlet.
They were like, "Are you disabled? Do we park in that bay?" And I was like, "Well, some people look at paedophilia as a disability, so like, it's not that weird."
Yeah, I'm a man.
I don't have a badge, like, 'cause I'm not going to admit it out loud, but I'll tell you now. Listen, if your ma asks, you were in here just by yourself. I unlock a cubicle door and get out. Here, wipe your chin.
It is Hamlet, isn't it?
What is?
Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember.
You asked me for it.
Have you not read Hamlet? No.
Of course, I have a drama degree.
Aye. No, we didn't. Okay. I'm really sure, isn't it? Hamlet?
is Hamlet.
I just
Yeah.
don't know, man. Right. Concert thing.
Is it Hamlet or Macbeth?
No, it's not Macbeth.
Oh, it's Hamilton.
It's Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I found out the other day about Macbeth?
Well,
Where do you hear this? So I watched Citizen Kane the other night for like the 20th time. Rosebud. And I then did a wee deep dive into Orson Welles. Mm-hmm. And do you know
how do you feel about that?
He was like, it's a big boy to have. 1936, Orson Welles put on an all-black stage production of Macbeth.
Wow.
In 1936. Now the
impressive as fuck.
photograph of it outside was in Lafayette Theatre in Harlem. The photograph outside of it is obviously all the black communities here, but they're fucking dapper. Like, I mean, where did they go for both black and white? Where did them days go where they're all three-piece suits and hats and everything's fucking cool as fuck looking? Like, there wasn't one person in like what we would call casual clothing. They were all dressed to the fucking nines. It was deadly. But in today's world, they're like, oh, Denzel Washington doing Macbeth, and like it's some big new thing. And I'm like, no, 1936 they had it. And it's
amazing.
Anyway, that was a random thing. Right, used to work with a fella, and him and his mate used to have a hide the shit
Read
competition.
that question. That's an urban myth. He's lying. Move on to the next one.
Okay, but
For the shit in the butter.
yeah,
Terry Keys told me that story 15 years ago.
I've heard that story before. Now, but I will tell you about this story, right? Mm-hmm. So, oh fuck, I don't know if I can for legal reasons.
Aye, next question, because we're running out of time.
Well, lads, what's the running order for the live event? Is it a standard pod, maybe a just rapping on section, or some stand-up, or maybe a wee bit of all of the above?
I think it basically goes like this. We start drinking, we start talking, we keep drinking.
Yep. And let's be honest, just rapping on is just going to naturally occur.
Probably.
Ultimately, we're going to go down a rabbit hole somewhere.
Aye.
We're going to bring a rabbit in.
I'm not going down this hole. Not after the last time. You told me it was a fucking... No, I don't even know what to say.
Right, I'll not tell you. I was going to tell you a story about the Phantom Shader, but I'll leave it for another day. We'll go and...
Phantom Shader is the name of my spaceship in the Star Wars game that I play. Punch it, Chewie.
It turns out the Phantom Shader is not just something we thought we grew up with. Turns out a lot of people know a Phantom Shader or don't know the Phantom Shader. That's the problem. I'll come back to you on that one.
Fuck. Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the podcast. Keep spreading the word. See you on the 17th of June. We'll see you next week as well.
No, I'll probably see you next week too. Yeah.
All the best. Best of luck. Keep her lit. Stay cool. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Sleep tight. Red sky at night. Shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning. Doing a bit of horn.
Up the fly.
Up the fly. Gluten free.
What's up, motherfuckers?